Hey, what's up, everybody? Back at it again. Episode 12, posted up Boss Claus. I am your host, Keith, Boss Claus. Today, got a special one for the ladies. Special one for the ladies. Today, I have the commissioner of the Drew League, first lady of the Drew League, my sister from another mister, Miss Chaniel Smiley. Waiting for her to get on. Send her the link. So, ready to get this thing going. What's up, Shalana? Peace, Shalana. Hey, Mom. Ronan, what it do? Here we go.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I am so sorry, sis. I forgot about daylight savings time. You know I stay out of America.
I know. I don't even know why we still have that daylight savings stuff. It don't make no sense now anyway.
Yeah. But thank you for joining me on my little punk ass podcast. That's what I tell everybody. You want to come on my little punk ass podcast?
Oh, good. You know I got love for you, Keith.
Yeah, love you too, sis. Love you too. First of all, I want to introduce everybody to the commissioner of the Drew League. Like I said, the first lady of the Drew League, Miss Chaniel Smiley. Chaniel, welcome to Posted Up with Boss Claus. I want to start by I don't ever write down anything. We go straight from the heart, straight from the mind with it, because it's a more natural flow.
Sure.
You feel me?
For sure. I agree with that. I like that.
So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and leading up to your position now as the commissioner of the Drew League.
Yeah, so Chaniel Smiley. I've been a commissioner for going on 8 years now. This year would be the 8th year. But born and raised at the Drew, summer basketball is all I know. Like our family has been embedded in that community for decades. And, my dad took over in 88, I believe. It was 88. 84. Sorry, it's 84. And Alvin Wells was the founder. And that was my dad's mentor at Drew Middle School. And then when he took over in 84, it was just him being passionate. Just, it was the league was something where everybody could kind of come and just be themselves. And it was, it started off small, only like 6 teams, all community-based teams. And then it just grew over the years. And we've been rocking since 73, and I'm the first female commissioner. And I'm just proud of where it's at and where it's going.
Right. We're proud of you too.
Thank you.
What was it like for you as a child, always being in the gym every summer, surrounded by basketball?
It was so normal for me. Like I didn't look at it as just anything, anything crazy. It was our normal. It was like, because all of our friends and family will come up to the Drew on the weekend. So it was just like something we just did every weekend and didn't look at it like we were missing out on anything. I felt like as a kid, we didn't miss out on nothing. Like we didn't go on like family vacations in the summer, like most kids and families do. Like the Drew was our vacation, but we didn't know anything else. And so my mom was always there in the snack bar. She's still doing what she's doing now, like what she was doing back then. And then dad running in but friends became family, and that's, we played like regular kids, but we just played on the blacktop, or we played in the gym, or surrounding the area of the school. And that was our vacation. But I didn't miss a beat. My family, we didn't miss a beat. And but it was very special. I didn't know how big it was until I got a little older, obviously. But a lot of the coaches and the fans that's been coming for decades now they're like my uncles, but they saw me grow up and become the woman I am today.
Right. Drew Middle.
Yeah.
Oh man, that gym in the summertime, being so small and crowded. when it was a sweat box.
It was a sweat box. That's what everybody, and I didn't know how hot it was until everybody, like later on, years later, everybody's like, man, it was so hot up in there. I'm like, it was? I don't recall it being that, because I was middle school. I was a middle school child, growing up in there. And so I didn't really recognize how hot it was till people said it later on how hot. And I'm like, how did we survive? I don't know how y'all played in that. And then, back then we didn't have training staff. There was no Courtney's Corner.
Right.
So it was just like a little box of like a first aid kit. So if you got cut, my dad, he'd go into a little first aid kit that you usually have at the house. Put a Band-Aid on.
I gotta catch up to Courtney because we both got our start on a professional level at the same time.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the summer pro league when it was still at Long Beach State.
Yep.
And she used to tape our ankles so tight, like she had my Achilles bleeding, like cut the skin bleeding tight, So it's been crazy to see. It's been not crazy. It's been such a pleasure to see her ascension.
Yeah.
In pro sports, working with the different organizations, and then also coming to the Drew League every summer, every year, and bringing her staff along, her interns, giving them experience with the players there. The Drew League. The Drew League has some of the most notable players, some of the most famous players in basketball in the world every summer coming to play.
Yep.
Going back, from LA street ball scene, overseas, to most recently over the past, not most recently, but even top high school names from Southern California,
right?
College names and NBA names, going back as far as everybody who's affiliated can remember.
Yep.
Having legendary figures like Casper Ware.
Right.
And then to see his son Casper Ware Jr., come up through the ranks and embark on his professional journey, going around the world and winning championships.
Yeah.
Amazing thing to see, right?
It is.
To the Bobby Browns, the Nick Youngs, the who else am I missing?
Baron Davis and
Baron Davis,
Brandon.
Jennings.
Yeah,
homegrown talent. That's come up through the Drew League. Gotten their start in the Drew League, really.
Right.
So the Drew League's been a pillar in the community for 51 years now.
Right.
73, this is 24, 51 years of producing an amazing product.
Yeah.
And what's the slogan? No excuse, just produce.
Right.
And people for years used to try to get me to play in the Drew League. Boss, why aren't you playing in the Drew League? And I heard about it. I seen bits and pieces, clips here and there, and I'm like, nah, maybe next year, because I was too busy having so much fun down at Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And one day, I walked into the gym, at Drew Middle, and I said, "Oh yeah, I need to get out here."
It's so raw and like gritty, especially in that box.
Right.
Barely had padding. We didn't put padding in there until like I think the 90s. Early 2000s, I think. Early 2000s, we didn't put padding in there.
Because otherwise, guys are just running straight into the wall. If your brakes weren't on par,
right?
Hey,
exactly.
How does it feel for you to see the homegrown talent, come back year after year, and then once guys are done with their playing careers, switch over to coaching? For example, Casper Ware, with Cheaters, Lamar Gill, Black Pearl, Black Pearl Elite, and I'm sure there are others who are not. Keon Kendrick,
Starting off as players to coaches, transitioning. Yeah.
Yeah, that transition is it's a great thing to see.
Yeah.
And I made that transition myself to coaching from playing, 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I love seeing my guys get out there and still, being passionate on the sidelines. You know, and the Drew for me is the top, the top summer pro-am outside of the NBA Summer Pro League,
Thank you.
in the
Yeah.
world. And you guys have done such a great job of nurturing it and keeping it going, and allowing it to elevate and just get to, you hit a new level every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens so fast, hitting those levels. I mean, for a long time, I mean, we come from humble beginnings. So it's like it started off one thing and
Mm-hmm.
then it just shot through like so fast. Um, and I feel like the support from the community helps out quite a bit. The players that continue to come back, the coaches that continue to come back. Um, we pride ourselves on, on being authentic and true to ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that we started off in this small, hot box.
Yeah.
And we've only been in 3 locations, and we've
Right.
always stayed on the east side. We never went to any other locations. People have asked us, like, how come you guys don't go to Santa Monica? Don't take it to the Valley or anything like that. And it's like, because we know how much this is, and how much important this is for this community to have. It's not much in that area to pride yourself on, And so for us, it's bigger than basketball because of what it is that we contribute to the area, the opportunities that we have for our staff. People depend on that. Bless you. People depend on that league to happen every year. And it's a safe haven for our kids and for our community. And it's free. So where else can you go and just get free entertainment like that? I mean, top level competition for free. And then possibly see some of your favorite stars, but we, the cherry on top is the NBA players, but we don't look at it like, we have to have NBA players, because people think that we're asking people to play. It's like, no, they just come because they want to come. They see the competition and they want to ball and stuff like that. So we just, we try to stay true to ourselves and make sure that we're serving the community, and we have a nonprofit foundation where we're doing scholarships and we're doing give backs during the holiday times. We do a lot of stuff people that don't see taking place, but because we do it out of love, not for clout or for anything like that. But yeah, I'm just so happy that because of what we've accomplished over the years, seeing the players like you said, Lamar Gale and Casper and Keon and them, become coaches and trainers and things like that. That's them giving back, because you only got a small little short window for you being at your peak in the game. And then it's like, okay, what's life after basketball? So they transition into trainers or to scouts or to agents or to coaches, and that's their way of continue to develop their craft, coming back to the Drew and testing it.
Absolutely. And, you guys have had some of the hugest names in the world. Kobe Bryant. And this is when you guys transitioned from Drew Middle around the corner to Washington Park.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? As far as the stands on the side of the court, a little bit bigger, a little more room to operate.
And AC. And we had AC. Bless you.
Excuse me, getting over this respiratory infection. Yeah, I got that honey lemon ginger, got that ginger grated up in here.
That ginger and that honey gonna cut through it. Yeah, you drinking the right stuff.
Yeah. Having Kobe Bryant walk in through the doors, and he's out there playing against DeMar DeRozan and James, and James Harden.
Yeah.
And a few other names that played in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the impact that had on that community.
Man, so that was 2011 lockout year. And that's when we just had a bunch of players come through. When the lockout happened for the NBA, a lot of fans were like, oh man, where are we going to get our basketball fixed? And
Right.
we were still operating, other pro-ams were still operating. Like the Goodman League and out there in Rucker and Dykeman, they were all still operating. But here in LA, we have some of the best talent, especially up and coming talent that was here. And at the time when we were trying to figure out a moment to go out to DC to play against the Goodman. And then at the time that it's happened, Kobe wanted to play. He wanted to play in I want to say it was our playoff. It was like first or second round playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, man, we got to say no to Kobe. Who says no to Kobe? But we had to because of our integrity, right? It's like, because our rule is if you have to play at least one regular season game to qualify to play in the playoffs if you're on that team at the time. And Kobe never played any regular season games. He just wanted to come in at the time, and he didn't know the rules,
right.
and wanted to play. And we were like, dang, we're in the middle of playoffs. Like, I can't let you get on the court. That's unfair, right? So he was like, let's have a separate game by itself that featured Kobe and all the other players that we plan to take to the Goodman League. And we did basically like an exhibition game at Washington Park, but we told everybody like, hey, keep it on the low because we don't want this getting out of hand. And of course, it didn't stay on the low. Everybody, their mama knew and pulled up, and people was parking on the sand lot. Everybody was parked everywhere. We had the helicopters out. We had the sheriffs sheriffs was out there on the horses. It was a moment, and it was so special for that community to see one of the greats like step foot in your community and on your turf and put on a show. And when I say he played that game, like he played hard. Especially towards the end when it was time to win. When it was time to win, like, oh yeah, he turned up. And then everybody rushed the floor. It was just an unforgettable moment.
Everybody, the sheriffs were so worried about that moment at the end of the game when he hits the buzzer beater to win the game.
Yeah.
Over James. And when everybody rushed the floor and surrounded him, the looks on their faces, they didn't know what to expect, what was going to happen, because as much as people love seeing their favorite athletes, sometimes we tend to act a fool, But everybody conducted themselves, excellently, I think,
Yeah, they did. They love and respect Kobe. They didn't want to, hurt him or do anything crazy. It was like, man, this is a moment we can't take back. Like, if they get a chance to run and hug Kobe, I'm gonna just do it. Like, that's what they did. That's what they did, and he embraced it. And I will forever remember that moment because he could have left. He could have left early with a few minutes, and then they could have. But then I felt like everybody would have been very disappointed. He knew he would disappoint the crowd, and then it's like, how you gonna leave with a minute and something left, tie game? You got to finish it out, and that's exactly what he did. So yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Bill Crawford, who was one of the announcers the Drew League back in the day, and also George Preciado, the current, announcer. The energy that those two gentlemen bring to each and every game, even still now to this day, he's over there in the corner, with family and friends, the other legendary figures back in the day, and they still do their thing, and George has the reins. And he's doing his thing. George knows everybody. He knows everybody's names.
And history.
80% of the players that come through, right? And George is on top of it. And basketball especially at this level with the summer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as that's so needed and so important. And I think that's another draw for the people because you know George George is a wild boy, and he says some of the most off the wall things, funniest things. You get jumped on.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
you get
gonna
crossed.
call it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got dunked on once by KP Kirkpatrick McCauley,
Okay.
and and this is after the transition to King Drew, and man, he let me have it. And I tried to go get I tried to go get the microphone, you know.
I think I remember that. I think I remember that. George's like, that's my yeah.
Yeah, he said, hey, he said, hey, motherfucker, this is mine right here. You don't touch my shit. I don't touch your shit. He was so serious,
Yeah.
about it. And I just love and respect those guys tremendously
Uh-huh.
for the energy that they bring, and the
Yeah.
love that they bring to the game there at the Drew League. Kevin Durant. I didn't get a chance to play against Kevin Durant in the NBA. He came along later, but I got a
Mhm.
chance to play against him in the Drew League.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I didn't get a chance to play with Nick Young, JaVale McGee, James
Yeah.
Harden, you know, those guys in the NBA, but we got to play together in the Drew League when they were coming up.
Right.
Craig Smith, uh, Rashid Bird. Oh my goodness! And there were teams that had so much great talent. Problems was
Yeah.
a major problem.
Man,
Drew League.
they still push it too. They've been around so long.
Yeah, they have been. Mark's done a great
Man.
job with them.
Yeah.
And they were always in a running for a championship.
Mhm.
Along with Cheaters, they were the two top teams every
Mhm.
year that were
Mhm.
just neck and neck battling out. And it was like, okay, who's gonna get it this year?
Mhm.
And so you see guys bringing in this player and bringing in that player, to try to topple over the regimes.
Yep. They still doing that now to this day. They
And
still doing that.
then having entertainers playing the Drew League, the
Yeah.
game,
Game. Mhm. Mhm.
and the shenanigans that he the
All
shenanigans that he
shenanigans.
brought to the
That was the perfect word.
yeah, the
Shenanigans.
shenanigans. I always tried to mentor JC on because I played with him in Hollywood at the JBL.
Okay.
And I used to always try to mentor him, because off the court, away from the cameras, away from the limelight, the he's got the biggest heart, a heart of gold. Especially when you put a group of kids around him, the dude melts like, butter when a hot knife is going through it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
I've heard, and that's why he started up that Robin Hood project. I remember he did that.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he actually won an award for the
Mm.
Robin Hood project.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of him that people don't know, and they really don't get to see. The vast majority don't get to see because drama sells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drama sells.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately.
I used to tell him, dude, you don't have to do that. Let the people see this other side of you that I know.
Yeah.
That people know.
Yeah.
I said that's where you're gonna get even more love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you'll get a pass for the shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Once he got his boys around, they pumping him up.
Yeah. Yeah, JC, from what I encountered with him, I didn't have too much of a relationship with him, but just from the Drew. Um, but yeah, I could tell when the lights turned on, it was a him show. Yeah,
Yeah, it was showtime.
yeah.
Uh, let's take it back to 2016.
Okay.
Shanghai, China.
Okay.
We went
Okay.
to China. Oh man, what an amazing experience. To take the Drew League international.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And be coached and led by Keon Kindred.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the damn name of the tournament all of a sudden.
Oh, It was because
Like,
it was at their Rucker Park type place,
right,
right?
right.
Oh
It
man,
was a
I
specific
forgot the name
name.
of it too.
Yeah, there was a specific name.
It was,
You know,
but it was basically like it was a 5-on-5 tournament where there's a whole bunch of different like
country.
countries that came out and represented. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember the name. Damn, but
jump
it jumped in.
jumped in, right? Okay, there
Jumped
you go.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
jumped in World Basketball Classic.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with Andy John. Yeah,
Mhm.
that. What was your initial thought when you found out? Okay, we're taking a team to China.
Um, I mean, I was stunned. I mean, the fact that they wanted us to come out there and represent, because I don't think they had like a U.S. team, so we were like the U.S. team, but we were given the Drew League name, so we didn't have to. So I was very proud of that moment. Like we didn't have to be called USA or Team Cali or nothing. It was like, no, the Drew. Everybody else had their country, Canada, Mexico, Philippines, whatever. And then
Right.
we were the Drew. So we stood out in that way, which I was very proud of. And the fact that we were able to bring talent to come out there and experience that, I mean, that's what it's all about. As far as the Drew providing that platform to give these guys an opportunity to go overseas and showcase their talent, whichever way it is, whether it be a tournament like that, or whether it be an exhibition game, or whether it just be out there putting on a clinic or something, or um, in front of these scouts and stuff. And that's what I was really proud of, like the league going from just a local community event to international. Now people want to see us, people know about us, and the value of it just grew from there. And that's something we wanted to
Yeah,
continue. So after we had that event, I was like, this is something we have to make sure we do, if not every year, every other year, and to provide, and bring other talent out. So
yeah.
since then, that was something we want to continue to keep going. And after that, we did Japan. We did Shanghai. I mean, excuse me. After Shanghai, we did Italy about 3 years ago. We went
Mm,
to we went to Bologna, Italy, out there, and they had a tournament, and
uh,
we took some guys out there. Some of them was their first time overseas ever, and they can say that the Drew was a big part of that. Played a part of that, of them going out there, seeing something different, experiencing the culture, the food, the ambiance. Like, we did some tourist activities. Got to speak in front of a group of kids and give away our jerseys, and they were asking for anything that had Drew on it, whether it was the wristbands, the towel, everything. So it was a super proud moment. But yeah, um, international is something that we want to continue to do and
mhm,
provide those doors opening for our guys. Yeah.
right. I'm gonna try to set something up, an exhibition to get you guys down here to Costa Rica. You know,
Okay.
I think that everybody involved will greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And have a hell of a time. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm just wondering what will Costa Rica do as far as like an introduction, because
Mhm.
remember in Shanghai, the whole production that they put on when they had the dude come out dressed up like a martial artist, and he blended the martial arts with the basketball.
Mhm. Mhm.
Remember everything that he did, the spinning the ball, and made everything look like kung fu moves.
Yeah. I remember. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that was so cool with the flames and the
Yeah.
lights. Where they really did it big. You
Yeah.
know,
Costa
yeah.
Rica is somewhere. My mom actually just came from Costa Rica like a couple months ago. It's
Hmm.
very tropical,
Yeah.
humid. I didn't know they had like a basketball culture out there, so
They
it'd be
do.
interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, the culture isn't as big because it's primarily a soccer country, and
Yeah.
all the funding, about 80% of the funding goes into soccer, and then the remaining 20% goes into the rest of the sports.
Okay.
Basketball is the second the second biggest sport here.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so,
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt, and I mean, and whatever we do, we always want to have something where we do like with the kids out there.
yeah.
So whether we put like a Junior Drew clinic and get the community out there, like
Yeah. We
yeah.
can talk about that later because I got the academy, Keith Clark Skills Academy out here. So
Okay.
yeah. So we can definitely talk about that later because I just did my first clinics last, for my own clinics. I did last weekend, and it was a huge success. I've got Molten Sports as a sponsor. I'm the only academy that they're sponsoring right now.
Okay.
And Molten, they're the biggest international brand. They were the sponsors of the 2024 bless you.
Thank you.
Paris Games. So I'm working on right now in late January. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get the Professor and Bone Collector out here for an exhibition. Get a street ball game, then 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Have Bone do a basketball clinic, a ball handling clinic for me.
Yeah.
So then talking to those guys and negotiating and trying to, get everything together so I can take to the sponsors.
Okay.
So that we can make it happen. Because, like you guys with the Drew League and the effect that you have on the community where they get to touch their favorite players, they get to actually see them up close and personal and touch them and know that they're real. I want these kids out here to have that same experience. I'm the only former NBA player that lives here. Actually living here. Every Wembanyama came during he came during the summertime. Kawhi came during the summer. Last summer, Jordan Miller from the Clippers. He was a two-way player with the Clippers. He came for an exhibition that I actually played in with him. They suckered me into playing. I got my triple-double anyway.
Did you really? Look at you.
Yeah, 48 years old.
With the triple-double? Oh,
you got it. One of the pro teams, one of the top pro teams here.
Yeah.
Me and Jordan, we the only two guys that got the NBA tag on our names.
Yeah.
Of course, we're 20 years apart. And his manager, one of his managers, played about 5'6", 5'7", but he's played. And then we had his homeboys and a couple locals and some kids play with us, some high school kids. And we beat the pro team. We beat the pro team. And it was just so funny because I opened up the game driving baseline and dunking on somebody. Listen, my body for the next week.
Sore, huh?
What? The next day, I couldn't get out of bed. And my wife, she's laughing at me, but then she's feeling so sorry for me, because she saw how much pain I'm in, and I'm just, I can't,
You needed some ice. You needed ice
downstairs to the bathroom,
you overdid it.
I had to use a bottle. Ain't no shame. I had to use a bottle.
It was that bad. Whole body.
I couldn't make it downstairs. A couple of days later, I went to a Cuban doctor around the corner to his clinic. He gave me 2 shots in the backside, and then for the inflammation and the pain. So not only am I waiting for that medication to kick in, but now both my cheeks are sore from where I got.
When we got the shots.
Yeah.
Just all toe up.
All toe up. But what I love about being here is, you got the superfoods, the fruits and vegetables that grow here naturally. This is the natural environment. So there's certain things that you can go out and eat that's going to take care of certain ailments. I love that about living abroad.
Yeah.
Some things that you have to
get from the States, and it's so fresh and organic and raw. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
stuff we paying so much for to get.
And they just growing it, or they either growing it in their yard on their property, or it's growing naturally throughout the country.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to walk down the street and pick a banana, you know,
Right.
or reach up and grab an avocado, or you
Yeah.
know, or a passion fruit or guava.
Yeah.
You know, they got so many amazing fruits out here that I just fell in love with. They have a fruit called zapote, and it's brown. It looks like a potato. It's about this big. You go ahead and cut it open,
Uh-huh.
and it tastes like sweet potato pie. Right hand of God. It tastes like sweet potato.
What? Oh, they need to import some of those.
Listen, sis, when I tell you, my mouth is watering right now because I'm thinking about it.
Are you serious? It looked like a potato, like
It, it looks like a russet potato,
russet potato.
and it's just got a black seed in it that's about this big.
What?
But you slice that bad boy open,
Oh my goodness.
you could just scoop it with a spoon if you want to, or just peel back some of the skin and just go at it. You know, tastes like sweet potato pie.
What's the texture?
It's soft and creamy.
Kind of, it's creamy texture. Interesting.
Yeah. And then there's another fruit called guanabana that's grown here naturally. Black people know it as sour sop.
Sour sop. Okay.
Yeah. And one of my guys, he's got several trees on his property, in his backyard. And all these different fruits. And they have something called a water apple. It looks like a cactus apple. It looks like a cactus apple, like the fruit on the cactus.
Yeah.
Flower buds.
Yeah, that flower bud. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's a different taste, but still the same texture as an apple.
Yeah. Okay.
And these things are in abundance throughout the country.
I need to just take a trip out there just to try their fruit.
We at the tail end of the rainy season. See, this is the start of the summer here.
Okay.
Because
right.
yeah. Wintertime everywhere else is summertime here because that's when it's the hottest months of the year.
That's good to know because I'm looking for a place where I need to go and have a honeymoon at, and I'm trying to figure out where in our fall, where is it good to go?
Or your winter months. November, December, January, February. Costa Rica is a place to be because you got the Pacific coast, and then on the other side of the country you have the Caribbean coast.
Okay.
That has a lot of the Caribbean influence. But you see the Caribbean, you see the Afro-Latino influence all throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. And it's excuse me, and it's crazy because I got a dude that walk up to me, he looked like Lamar Gale. He talking straight Spanish. And he thought I was a local.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him, hey, hermano, no hablo español. So he was like, oh, you from the States? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, bro, my bad, bro. Oh, my. and my is their word here. That's like, dude, man, bro.
Gotcha. Okay, my.
Yeah. And he's telling his people that I'm American, gringo. Mm-hmm. We used to think that gringo when we heard that word, that it just meant white people.
White people, right. Mm-hmm.
No, in actuality, it encompasses all of North America.
Wow.
Every North American is a gringo, to people south of the border, south of the U.S. border.
Okay.
But I love being here because, instead of dealing with them monkey ass niggas in the U.S., I can walk through the jungle. I can walk an hour and a half away from here, and I got real live monkeys all over the place. And they ain't tripping. Ain't nobody tripping. Ain't nobody doing nothing. I can cut up some fruit and out. They're gonna come down, or I can place it all around me. And the alpha male, he'll come down, he'll check out the scene, and then he'll give the signal, and everybody just comes down. The whole troop, babies included.
Love it.
you know, and being on a white sand beach, and just walking along the beach and then watching the way it transitions to a black sand beach,
Wow.
you know,
It's beautiful.
and being able, it's a lot like the Caribbean where you can just walk out into the water because it's not cold,
So in October, how's the weather in October?
rainy. It
Ah,
fluctuates between rainy and hot because
okay.
it'll rain for maybe 30 minutes to 2 hours, and then it'll be hot, or it'll start off hot in the morning, early afternoon, and then rain late afternoon into the evening.
Okay.
We just started. The rain just started coming down about an hour ago here.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do it outside on the terrace, you know, in the natural light, but we got these tin rooftops.
Okay.
So sometimes that rain with especially in the open with the tin rooftops, that's all you're gonna hear. It's gonna drown out everything else, you know. And
Right.
so yeah, so I my sister-in-law, she let me use her little office. She's a fashion designer, and she's an artist. This is one of her paintings up here behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Nice.
and she designs all kinds of clothes and stuff. I told her, I said, look, in a minute, you're gonna have to start hooking me up with some. I'm gonna have to, get some stuff from you, you know. And she just laughed, walked away with her dog laughing. You know,
Cool.
we met in China, like my wife. We met in China.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys left, and I went back to work out there with Riley. You know, that's where I ended up meeting my wife. My
Mm-hmm.
wife's from here.
Okay.
Yeah. So um, I just it's it's something about being abroad that just because you get to taste the different foods, you get to experience the sights and the sounds, the history of places like China. I think didn't we go to the Great Wall or
No,
no? We didn't make it to the Great
you
Wall.
didn't go to the Great Wall.
After that, when I went back, I
When
went.
you went back, yeah, you guys went, or
Yeah.
somebody who stayed or something went, but no, I didn't.
Hmm.
I didn't get a. You didn't get a chance to go.
Yeah. But just being around so much history and learning
Mm-hmm.
the history and about the culture of
Yep.
other countries, you know, it's amazing because we only get that stuff when we were younger. We only got it before cable TV was a big thing. We
Right.
only got it through magazines, National Geographic, Time
Mm-hmm.
magazine, and then later on cable television came along, and now National Geographic has a channel and we get to
Mm-hmm.
see those things, you know. Uh, how was your experience? What did you think about going to Italy and Japan for you personally? Because now with the Drew League, basketball is taking you to China, it's taking you to Japan, and it's taking you to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what what is that? What's that experience like for you on a
For
personal note?
on a personal note, it broadened my mind on another level. So it's like, wow, there's so much more than here in LA, and I noticed that the African American influence is everywhere we went. I noticed that just the food in general is different. The quality is different. What we think is pizza here in LA or in the States is something completely different out there in
Right.
Italy. Um, our food obviously isn't the best here in the States and health wise. And when you go out there, you're thinking pasta is going to sit on you like how it sits on you here in LA. I mean, excuse me, here in the States. Their pasta out there is so light. It's just different. The taste, the quality is but it had me itching to like continue to travel more and more just by
Yeah.
those experience, which I'm super thankful for basketball, for the Drew, for those experiences. Um, because it didn't cost us anything. So it was like a free trip to explore the world. And
Yeah.
it just like has me wanting to see more and more. And but I noticed when I went to like Japan and China, they are so interested about us. You know,
Yeah.
they look at our
What
appearance,
do
our
you mean
hair,
by us?
African American, black people, because they see us more on like TV. They think, okay, what are you doing here? They think you're either a celebrity. They think you're here for. They don't. A lot of times they don't really know why you're here, but they're enthused and want to know why you're here, and because they don't see us like that, right? So I remember a lady came up to me and started touching my braids and was just like, and I'm looking at her. I didn't want to flash on them, but I'm like, okay, let me step back. Okay, you want to know what this is, you
Yeah.
know? I remember her. I mean, they're just looking at like our earrings. They looking at our, either the tattoos. They looking at our skin tone, our hair, and they want to know like it. And then we're taller. I remember that time we was in when we was in Shanghai. We went to go get something to eat, and we all mobbed together, like 12 of us, all down the streit, and then everybody was stopping like, what is going on, right? Because we're taller, bigger than all of them, so they're like, what? But finding locations in Japan that says specialized in Black people hair out, and then pictures of fros, like Japanese, Chinese people with a fro, with braids, with cornrows, and the bamboo earrings. And I'm just like, there's an actual salon that is specializing in African American hair. And then I took a picture of that. I was so like, wow, we're everywhere. Like our influence is powerful. Everybody want to be us, but don't really want to be us, right?
Right.
If they only knew what we had to go through. They want the culture, they want the music, they want the talent. Yeah, they want the look. I remember seeing a lady, we was at a nightclub, and that was so different too. Even their night times, it was, you didn't have to worry about your appearance. You just came as you are, There's no gun laws. Everybody was just, I felt safe. I just felt like, oh, this is just, it's different. And this lady came in with a fro and a leopard skin tight one piece on with her. She had a waist beat. She had a waist chain on. She had bamboos and a fro and lipstick. And she looked like she was coming like one of them aunties from the 90s. And we caught eye contact, and she just came over to me and gravitated and started dancing with me. And I'm just like, like, okay, you sisters right now, huh? Okay, gotcha.
Right. Soul sisters at that.
Soul sisters, yeah. But yeah. I mean, you got to travel. I tell everybody my age and younger, if you haven't traveled overseas, man, get your passport. I don't know what you're waiting on, but you got to see the world.
Yeah, I say that so much because the world is so much more than the block, than the neighborhood, than our city, than our state.
Yeah.
And the history of the U.S. excuse me, only dates back a little, 500 years? Is it even 500 years? The history of the United States. So, yeah. And I tell people, go across the Pacific or the Atlantic if you really want to see something, and to be among, structures that are thousands of years old. It's an eye opener, and it's a life changer.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It opened up my palate too for food.
Right.
I'm open to whatever, as long as it tastes good.
We were in Shanghai. Did you, at that French restaurant, remember we went with Riley's uncle and aunt at that French restaurant?
Yes.
You, Keon?
Yep.
Did you have any of the frog legs?
I did not.
You didn't?
I did not. But crazy, I like frog legs. I eat them like, Southern Cajun frog legs. But I didn't try them there. I don't know why. I didn't try them there. But
because remember the guys, how many trips were taken to KFC, McDonald's, and then when they found out there was a Burger King, they was going, in the Taco Bell.
So I was so irritated with them because I'm always the only woman on the trip, so I'm like the big sister or the little sister or whatever, niece, however, whatever one call me. So I'm sitting there like I had like my motherly fear going on. I was just like, y'all need to try something else. We're not coming away out here for no chicken wings. Like
Right.
I was so irritated with that because it's like it's not gonna be the same. Like, oh, like try something else. Like with me, anytime I go anywhere, whether it's in the States or overseas, like I want to go where the locals eat at.
Yeah.
I want to eat where y'all eating. If it's something too crazy, like I'm not eating no insects, I ain't doing that.
I did it once.
Yeah, I can't I can't do that. I'm not eating rodents. I'm not doing that. But but when it comes down to like their local cuisine, like embrace it. For me, I think it's rude, especially when they offer it and you tell them no, thank you. Can I get chicken or can I get some pizza? And it's like, I think it's pretty rude, me personally, especially if they're offering it. But yeah, like, try it. Like try something different. Why not?
Absolutely. It's that fear of the unknown, and then what's shown on social media or in the media. Oh, you guys over there eating dogs and cats and eating this and that. And I'm sitting here looking at this chicken, this whole chicken.
A whole chicken, fresh fish that just came out the sea.
Right. Right. And it's good. And it's, and they got different seasonings, that you can add on, you can season it however you want, whatever portion you get, and the fresh vegetables and the fresh fruits that they always have prepared.
They're just ignorant. They don't know no better. God bless them.
Ignorance is bliss. That's
why they got to travel. Try some. I mean, here in LA, we melting pot. We got everything. So if you want to try Indian food, we got Little India over there off Cerritos. Like you could go anywhere and try something. Like just try.
And if they want authentic Chinese food, they can go up to 60 to right on the other side of Covina, or West Covina, right behind the point. Past Puente Hills Mall, further up towards what's that? What freeway is that?
I
can't remember.
Yeah, when it comes down to the whole direction thing.
It's been a while. I ain't been home in a while. At least not out that way. I'm flying Wednesday for a couple days. I got some things to take care of.
Bring one of them sweet potatoes.
They ain't gonna let me put it on the plane. I know. Maybe. Well, I mean, because they always talk about fruits and vegetables. That they don't let you travel.
Yeah, I know they ain't gonna let. Yeah, no, I get it. I completely.
Yeah, I sure would. I sure would fill my suitcase with them.
Man, that sounds amazing.
Just before they get ripe, so that all right, look, wait till tomorrow, and you go ahead and bust this open and have at it. We miss out on so much stuff like that, just because of fear of the unknown.
Unknown. Some people are fearful of flying, and that right there stumps them. But you just gotta trust. Everything will be all right.
Yeah,
you're gonna miss out on life by just not, so much, so much to learn. And then there's people to this day like that I've met overseas, and we still talk, still communicate on social media. And then those relationships are important. Yeah, but our parents and grandparents didn't get a chance to really travel like that. So now with the ability to do so, it's just, why not take advantage of it?
Right. I'm trying to get my mom to get her passport so that she can come on down here. I was trying to get her to China. I was trying to get her to come see me in Turkey. I ain't going out there. Or, that's too far. That's too long of a plane ride. I ain't flying that long nowhere. Okay, now I'm closer. What's up, Mom? Boy, stop it.
You're not trying to go nowhere.
Right. And I told her, there's a level of peace and serenity that you just can't explain. You have to actually be there yourself
That part.
to experience it.
So
You
true.
know, she's somewhere in the there she is in the chat, Miss Tia. You know, that's my mama right
It's
there.
Mom. Oh, okay.
What's up, you white lady? I'm the only one of her 4 children that look spot on. You know,
Yeah.
I got her light skin, I got her freckles.
Freckles and
She
stuff.
just didn't give me her green eyes. You know, I said before, I said again, she gave me them green eyes. Boy,
You've been killing them, baby.
you know. Oh man, I was
Been a mess.
I
It's a
probably
hot
did
mess.
a polygamous relationship. You know, had me like 6, 7 of them around me. You know, you seeing in the background now. You know, but thanks, Mom. Thanks. Yeah. But I'm getting by with the freckles and the light skin. You know, but
Very
you
nice.
know, the serenity and the peace. You know, and the safety, the level of safety, and you're not
I
worried
felt
about
that.
somebody, you know, sticking you up. Now, of course, there's petty crime. You got purse snatching here and pickpockets here and there, but I'm 7'3", so I don't have to worry about it. You know, 9 times out of 10, neither does anybody else. You know, it's just something, you know, that happens everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
The gun violence, I don't have to worry about it.
That
you know,
that was
mass shooting. I was in Turkey, and there was a mass shooting, and in the U.S. And you know, all my Turkish friends were, "What's boss? What's wrong with the American people? They're so unsafe there. Why do they give you guys guns like that if you're only going to use them on each other? You know, I mean, because in Turkey, yeah, almost everybody had a weapon. Some of them had automatic weapons, some of them had semi-automatics, and from time to time, during certain celebrations, someone joined the military, someone got married, someone graduated, you know, from a university. You hear gunfire, you know, but nothing targeted at somebody. You know, nothing targeted at someone. So it's they feel all right. The world, the outside world, the rest of the world looks at America as, yes, it is the home of the free because we have so many rights.
Right.
But then they look at the other bullshit that's attached and that they see in, you know, on media with the shootings, for example.
Right.
And then hearing the words of somebody, you know, politicians like Donald Trump, your new president again.
Again.
How does that happen?
How you get impeached and then get back reelected?
Yeah, with 34 felonies.
That felony thing is gonna open up doors for felons to get more employment. I feel
so.
like they got to take that off. They got to take the felony line out of those applications. They got to remove that now.
Right.
That shouldn't hinder you from getting a certain employment because you're a felon. Now that our president is a felon, like, I mean, so how to stop little Joey from getting a job over at
listen,
Amazon? I don't know.
Look, you know I'm crazy, but my man Chili Willie, he says, boss, I've been on a diet, but thanks for bringing a snack this afternoon. He talking about you. Oh man, she take it.
I didn't know what he meant by that. I was thinking a little potato thing from 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'm asking to look at it. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh man. I'm glad I ain't the only one that's crazy like that.
Thank you. And people were saying hi and stuff. So hello. There was a couple of comments early on.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the love.
The Drew League has been playing against other prestigious leagues from around the U.S.
Right.
Rucker, Goodman.
Never played Rucker.
You didn't play Rucker?
Never played Rucker.
I thought it was
Dykeman.
Dykeman. Okay. Dykeman, Goodman, and the crossover league, right?
Yep. We played these last 2 years. We played. We did a tournament sponsored by Red Bull called the Pro-Am Basketball Challenge. And that was we had like the Atlanta Basketball League. We had Baltimore, Miami, Philly, Dykeman, and then us. It was 6 of us. Yeah. And we played in the tournament and played 2 years in a row, and we won. LA won 2 years in a row.
Of course.
Yeah, but
Of course.
But yeah, but go ahead, what you were saying though.
No, I was gonna ask you, your thoughts on that, how it feels to be, for all the leagues to come together like that.
Yeah. I think it's something that we wanted to do for a while. And then Sean Brunson from the Baltimore League, shout out to him, put together the idea around like putting us all together, like all the top like pro-ams in the country at the time. We know it's plenty out there, but we only had enough room for 6. So we took like the top ones, their discretion as far as how they wanted to do it. But coming together and knowing for the greater cause of like something that we're doing for our community, representing our own communities, our own backyards, and coming together for like a friendly competition game. But at the end of the day, it was like we wanted to make sure we wanted to beat whoever was in front of us.
Yeah.
To show you know what I mean? Like we wanted to represent our city and improve, who had the best talent or who had the best program at the time, whatever. And doing games like that, I mean, we talk about rep your city. That was just moments for our community, our fans to like support one another and show love. And yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, we still have great relationships with the commissioners. It brought us closer together. It has us working together on other projects, because we all have the same cause and what we're trying to do in our own respectful, cities. So yeah, it just brought us closer and got us to a point where we could work together on other like events and stuff in the future. So
Chili asked if they ever do co-ed tourneys, and I don't know of any. I know they'll have a women's division and a men's division.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, no, we never did co-ed. We've only did a co-ed 3-point competition where they paired together, but we never did a co-ed tournament.
Robert Foster, you remember that name?
Robert Foster sounds very familiar.
Okay, well, I'll send you his picture later, and you'll probably remember. He told me to tell you. He said to ask if you were still wearing those sandals, and he knew that your feet had to be stinking from wearing sandals all the time.
What?
He called me right before
Robert Foster sandals. What?
He said you got all those sponsorships now with Nike, Adidas. He said tell her Keith, I know she's glad to get up out them funky ass sandals. I said, Rob, Rob, why are you gonna do that to me? He said, I know. Go on and tell sis.
Now I want to Google who Robert Foster is, because I mean the name sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is off top. And I never wore sandals, and I never wore sandals to the crew. Why would I wear sandals?
He old like me now, so
that was lame, Robert. Whoever you are,
the older we get, our minds just be gone.
I don't think he knew who you were talking to. Maybe he got me confused with somebody else.
No, he gonna come up to you.
Why would I wear sandals to the gym for 12 hours? That don't even make sense.
He gonna run into you one day. And his crazy ass, he crazy enough to.
Did he play? Who did he play for?
I can't remember what squad he used to play for. I don't remember who he used to play for in the Drew. But then later on, he was playing in the season vets with us.
Wait a minute. I know exactly who you talking about.
Light skin.
I know exactly who you're talking about. That was a strange individual. Yeah. Okay. That was a very, very strange individual.
Get him.
I forgot all about that. I remember somebody like tried picking up a chair and slamming it over his head one day. They were so mad with Robert Foster because he tried to take somebody's team. Remember Kev? You know Kev? Oh man, what is Kev's last name? Kevin. He used to play the 40 and over, and then he was coach. Then he started coaching with this other team.
Was it Kevin Higgins?
No. Oh man. Dang, it don't matter. But I know exactly. And you know what? He came out of nowhere. That was his first year playing in the 40 and over. He never played at the regular like Drew. He only played him. He only played at the 40 and over. But he would act like he'd been around. That was the strange part. And he would talk to my dad about like, yeah, remember when I used to? My dad like, I don't know this nigga. Like, well, I don't. I definitely don't because he's older than me. But I remember him trying to like. I'm putting him out there now. He's talking about some sandals. Nigga, what are you talking about? But I remember he tried to talk, and I'm like, you're married, and I'm way much younger than you. And if I tell my daddy, he gonna want to whoop your ass. So just be cool. Man, that nigga said,
I love it.
Show him this podcast.
I love it. Oh, because
what are you talking about?
Because we keep it real. We keep it real. We don't sugarcoat. We don't fake the funk. Nothing.
I was trying to be professional.
And we genuine from every aspect with everything. So don't even trip. Don't even worry.
I know. I had to think.
If he's not watching, if he's watching, he probably sitting there shaking his head like this right now. Like, man, why'd I open my mouth?
Why? Why, sir?
I'm surprised I didn't get a text message from him yet. I don't know. No,
I completely forgot about that individual. What year was that? 2015, 16, maybe?
Yeah, lovely. He asked for it. Yeah, in spades. He asked for it in spades. You can't play with everybody because everybody don't play.
What was that about?
And when he said it, I laughed. I said, "Rob, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say it."
I remember Kev wanted to fight him in the locker room that day, and they had to hold him back. He picked up a chair and wanted to hit him over the head with that chair. Yeah, Rob caused a lot of drama, and then he ended up leaving. He didn't come back. And that was his first and only time. He was starting a lot of drama. Just a weird individual.
Serve him. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you for everything that you and your family have done for not only the community, but for countless others. You guys have helped a lot of dreams come true.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You've exposed so many of our young players to the greatness that comes from basketball, or being affiliated with basketball. You don't have to be an actual basketball player, but being involved in some aspect of the game, can really do a lot for you.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to get some more of this tea in a little bit, but thank you for that, because that's what our communities really need to see.
Yeah.
Especially our young ones in this day and age with all the drama that's going on.
For sure.
And the Drew League, for those of you who don't know, the Drew League has always been in the hood in one way or another. And you have a mix of Crips and Bloods and Pyrus who happen to play basketball, and they come together, and some of these guys are even teammates.
That's right.
They're even teammates. And there's
same as our staff too.
There's no set tripping on each other. Why? Because they have a common goal. Everybody wants that Drew League championship. They want to see their name on that banner, on one of those banners hanging from the wall. And because it's bragging rights. It's big time bragging rights for a year, and not just for a year, but it's a lifetime of bragging rights. Like, look at this accomplishment,
right?
Because the Drew League is it it means a lot to a lot of people. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to be a pro. You might not ever make it to the professional level, but being able to say that you played in the Drew League, which has a tremendous roster, an
Yeah.
amazing roster of NBA talent and international talent, you know,
Hmm.
that's a hell of a thing
Yeah.
because not everybody can do that. There's been guys who've come in and thought they were the shit, thought they knew
Hmm.
that game, got exposed and
Got
never came back.
exposed.
Never
Yeah.
came back. Because like I tell people, there's levels to this shit.
That's right.
You know, and when you get to the Drew League and you feel that energy in there, and it's a different level, you know. And not every NBA player that's come through there has had his way, because you remember James Harden was on my team when I was
Mhm.
playing with James when Lil Cass came home from was he in Australia at the time?
Yeah, he played. I want to. Back then,
Australia.
he was in Australia.
Yeah, and him and Irv
Hmm.
were locked up James.
Yep.
And Casper gave him 45 points.
Yeah.
You know, now I remember telling little Cass, man, I love it. You killing him, but goddamn, you killing my team, man. Cool out.
Yeah.
And he locked him up. He couldn't get away with none of his little shenanigans on the court, the stuff that he does, in the games to draw fouls. The referees, they already know about it. Speaking of referees, the Drew
Hmm.
League produces so many collegiate and NBA, WNBA
Yeah.
referees.
Yep.
They intern. They cut their teeth in the Drew League.
What's his name? Um, um,
KC.
KC started off being a player at the
Uh huh.
middle. Yep, at the middle school, and then after he finished playing, retired, he went into officiating and just
Yeah.
worked his way up. Started refereeing at the Drew, went into high school, collegiate, and just boom. And every year he comes back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and
Crystal.
he's our assigner. He's been our assigner for like a good 10, 12 years, probably a little longer. About a
Mm-hmm.
good, yeah, I want to say about 12 years he's been our assigner. And he got his start at the Drew, refereeing at the Drew and working his
Uh-huh.
way up. Now he's in the NBA. He's been in the NBA for a good, I want to say probably about 8 years or so, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of yeah, WNBA refs, collegiate refs, you name it.
Yeah.
Crystal Hogan
Crystal.
starting. Yep, Crystal.
Yeah.
Now they have their own like companies where they branched out and they're having like officiating training camps that they're hosting. Yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
just yeah. It's just
and
yeah.
I love that because homegrown.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Homegrown.
That's why it's so important to keep it. Like it's bigger than me. Like I like to stay in the background, more of a background person. I just want to
Mm-hmm.
see everything happen. I don't like being in the forefront at all. But it's bigger than me. Obviously, it's much older than me, and I just want to continue it for another 50 years. Whoever else takes it and runs with it, but it's embedded in that community, and
Yeah.
it's been in there for 50 going on 52 years. And all we want is our
52.
players to come back and support.
Yeah, 51. Yeah, going on 52 years. Yeah, you're right. I'm tripping
Yeah,
off. I guess
it's
7.
going on 52. Yeah, it's going on 52. So
Excuse me.
we're just trying to grow it as much as we can. And now we have the women's league that's in the summer. We
Mm-hmm.
have our that's aligned at the same time as the men's to give them that visibility. Our junior kids having free clinics. We're trying to do some stuff with the collegiate level as well. So yeah, and we've never charged. And so, but it gets to a point, honestly, Keith, where we are like, hey, we need to start having more ambassadors. We want some of our old vets to
Yeah.
come back, support in any way, whether with their resources. Just because I said it's like it's a community effort to keep this going, because it's hard. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, it's not easy to keep this thing going. There'd be times where I'd be like, I don't know if I could still do this. Like it takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot of me because I'm a mother.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working. I have my own social. I'm getting ready for a wedding. It just
Congratulations.
my mental health, you know, like just all of that it's a lot, just the day to day, and then also having to run a league on this type of level that it doesn't just take, you know, it's 11 weeks, but preparing for 11 weeks starts right after New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
We're grinding out, trying to figure out sponsors, trying to figure out you know, how we gonna get this done, how we gonna get this. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I just thank God every day that He's put me in this position. Why He put me, why He chose me to do it, you know, whatever that reason is, like I'm grateful for
Why
it.
not?
I'm just running. I'm running with it.
You know, why not? We ask ourselves that sometimes with certain situations, why me? But
why me?
the
Right.
question is, why not me?
Yeah. I was supposed to after college, like I had got my degree in criminal justice. I was planning on going to getting a parole, working in that field. And then when I noticed that my dad needed help, I put that to the side. I put that to the side to help him. And then this became a full-fledged like situation where it's like now I'm, you know, making sure the Drew comes, you know, that's my priority. You know what I mean? So as far as like when it comes down to my 9 to 5, you know, that was struggling because it was a hard balance to work with every day, 9 to 5, and then working in the Drew. It was too much for me. But
Real grind.
Sacrifice. Yeah, it's a true sacrifice. So I just know that for this thing to be successful, yeah, it takes a whole lot of support, believe it or not. So
Lovely Cherokee said, if there's any way that she can help your organization, let her know.
thank
By
you.
all means, you know, go ahead and let them know how they can help, if they can make donations, or I don't know if she's where
Yeah,
she's
I
at
mean,
in the U.S., but if she's local,
she's in the U.S.
I don't know where exactly,
Okay.
what state, what city, but you know, hell, if as far as volunteering for, you know, or making a contribution to the Drew League Foundation or
Yeah.
whatever it is, you know, let them know. Let them know the website where they can go for the foundation.
Yeah, it's so our Instagram page is at Drew League, and then our foundation is Drew League dot foundation. That's our Instagram for our foundation as well. But once you type in Drew League, you'll be able to find all of it coming up. Yeah, at Drew League is the Instagram page. Our email address is the Drew League 73 at gmail.com. So that's where everybody could go and ask questions, see how they want to work with us and things like that.
What was
So,
it? Drew League dot foundation or
Drew League dot foundation.
okay, I'm putting that in the chat.
Okay. And then our email is the Drew League 73 at gmail.com.
Okay.
That's for like, you know, general questions or ways to try to get involved and things like that. Yeah. I mean, we're looking for grant writers for sure. We're trying to get grants and stuff because we support our high school seniors who are going off to a 4-year institution. And so every year we provide scholarships, but the only way we are getting like funds right now is through our like courtside seats, or when media wants to come, they donate. So whatever we collect for the summer is what we give out to the kids. 100% of the proceeds go to them. So, but we're trying to find more ways to like fundraise. So fundraise has been one of our challenges when it comes down to the foundation. So
And the email again, the Drew League
73.
So okay, the Drew League 73
at Gmail. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Cherokee. That's very nice of you.
Cool. You know, and we all need some type of help. So with even if it's in the smallest way, you know. And I always love being behind somebody or something that's doing something to give back to the youth and to the community.
Thank you.
You know,
Because people. I'll say this really quick, but people may look online and they see what comes up,
Mm-hmm.
and they see DeMar, they saw Kobe or LeBron and these big names, and they automatically think that they're paying us.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they're coming in to just play, right? They're just coming in to play.
It ain't
But they're
going.
not dropping anything. They're not, the players are not paying us to play. No, we have to pay. We have to we're the ones paying to rent out the location, and
Right.
we're paying our staff to be the MC and the scorekeeper and and the
Your
DJ.
basketballs. You guys are still
The whole
using it.
operation.
Are you guys still using the NBA basketballs?
Yep, we play with the Wilson ones.
Wilson. Okay. Is Wilson sponsoring you guys with that?
They sponsored us for 2 years, but this last year, no. So we just used whatever we had left over from the years
I'm gonna
before.
talk to Molson. I'm gonna talk to Molson and and see about getting you guys a sponsorship with them through the balls.
I think we have to use NBA balls because we're sanctioned by NBA. But the thing is, like, NBA don't provide us with balls, even though we're sanctioned. They don't provide us with anything. They streamed our games before, but this last year it was the Olympic year, so they didn't stream. But hopefully this year they do stream, because we were the first league to be streamed by the NBA. So they've been paying attention, but they are very tedious with stuff, like very, very tedious. But yeah, we're looking for other like Gatorade. We're looking for whatever, hydration sponsors, food sponsors, things
Wait,
like.
hold on. Hydrations. No, keep sending them to the snack bar for that Drew aid.
I mean, no, I mean, like, for the players. The players can't be on Drew aid. They gonna be all hyper and stuff.
Yeah. That way they flying all over the place. Yeah, that Drew aid. That's like that Kool-Aid Pee-wee made at house party with that whole bag of sugar.
Right.
Shout out to the ladies at the snack bar. Your mom and the other mothers who were there and giving their time. Selflessly, year after year after year.
That part.
I have so much love and respect for those ladies.
They so sweet.
Whenever I would come home and go to the Drew, I had to stop by them first, and I sneak my little skinny butt back there. People like, man, what you doing?
You might get told off, but it's out of love, right? You gotta do it real quick.
And I'm going there. Why I'm here. Give my hugs, give my love. We gotta let them know that they're appreciated. Gotta let them know that they're appreciated. Because they working behind the scenes too, to make sure that them badass kids and them greedy ass folks stay fed.
That's right. Yeah, it's a family environment. That's how it's treated.
and that's the kind of culture I'm trying to develop with my academy here in Costa Rica, where it's family, family oriented. Because a lot of these academies, what I noticed, here, the kids, the players, the parents, they come in, they do their thing, and then they shake.
Right.
They're done. But I have one of the mothers. She's Georgian. She's of Georgian descent, from over by Turkey. Yeah. From all that, and her son is with my academy. He's half Chinese. And his mother's Russian Georgian. His dad is Chinese, born and raised here. There's a big Chinese community here. And his mom has a cafe / restaurant. The food is banging. Oh, sis, the food.
I can imagine.
I'm such a foodie. Look, when you and the hubs make it out here, I got to take you to the cafe. But I'm going. I told the other parents, because they want to invite me over for coffee and whatnot. Yeah. And I said, well, look, so Jan's mother has a cafe, that's not too far from the academy, so we can all get together there, on a Saturday, on a weekend, support the business. 2, everybody fellowship, and remain close, keep that bond,
Right.
grow that bond with each other. That way the parents have more time to get to know each other. The kids have more time to get to know each other. I influence my players to joke around with each other. I'm joking around with them. We laughing at each other, and with each other, but in a healthy, loving way, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like siblings do. And I encourage them to do that so that they can keep fostering, that relationship, you know. And I'm working on bringing teams from Turkey, China, and the Dominican Republic, other academies to
Mm-hmm.
come out here. I'm going to create tournaments, international tournaments. I'm going to have some come down from the U.S. and then also take some teams up to the U.S. so that they can fellowship through basketball and get to know each other on a more personal level. Because, like you said, you have these relationships with people from other, nations, other countries around the world
Mm-hmm.
based on your experience with basketball,
Right.
and just imagine if we had that as kids,
Right. Right.
and with technology today and the way everybody's FaceTiming each other and staying in touch, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it could really lead to something big off the court for them once they're done playing, once they graduate from college, you know. Um, I it's bigger than basketball.
It is.
It's so
It
much
is.
bigger than basketball. That one punk ass ball
Yeah.
that brings so many people together
Yep.
because and look what it does for the Drew League. Like I said, Crips, Bloods, and Pyrus come together for the sake of a basketball.
That part.
Prestige of having a name on, on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
a banner on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, when they leave out of the gym, people, there's no game banging, there's no running up on anybody, there's none of that.
None of that.
Respect the Drew League and what it stands for.
Right.
They love the product. They love what they're getting. They don't want to mess up their opportunity to continue to see the greatest players in the world and their favorite players.
Right.
I wish you guys nothing but continued success and blessings.
Thank you.
I pray that you guys get everything that you deserve and some and more because
Appreciate it.
you guys are touching lives. The kids, all that with the foundation. I encourage you guys in the chat. Go ahead, please tap in with her. Send something if you can't find out how you can contribute to a great cause, to a great foundation that's doing for the youth. Because if they're not, one of them little niggas might be running up in your house. You want to keep little booby in them out your, climbing through your window, through your back door, and out your car, But thank you so much.
No, this was great.
Your uncle, your mother, everybody, your brother, everybody that's involved there, for doing what you guys do, because you're not just changing lives, but you're saving lives.
That means a lot.
You're saving lives, because when my little Pyru teammate leaves out of that Crip neighborhood with no problems,
With no problems,
and he get to make it back home safely to his family,
important.
You're saving lives.
That's right.
You're saving lives. And just
it's blessed. That league is blessed. I'm telling you, it's. That's why I said, not me.
It starts
with the man above.
Yeah, but he's putting it on the people who are in charge of it.
Yeah.
He's putting it on the people that's in charge of it, and working through you guys on how to continue to make it work the way that it does. So thank you for that. I'm grateful for my experience with the Drew. Always loved it. I never won a chip. Kenny Bruner and them beat us. Thomas killed me that game. Thomas killed me that game.
I hope to see you soon in the summer if you ever come out. We're trying to put together this game where, I don't know, with Brandon and Gilbert Arenas, we're trying to put together like this little vet game.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
Brandon did get back to us, so Brandon will be going on the Legends tour with us to Australia.
When is that again?
That's late April, early May.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that'll be that. I'm looking forward to that. Like Dr. J and Gary Payton are the coaches.
Okay.
So, you know,
That's gonna be fun.
yeah. 10 days, 3 games,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna get some in their pocket for it.
You get contracts with everybody?
We're waiting for them to sign the contract.
Okay, I was about to say, make sure you get
Got
contracts.
the
They
commitment.
just switch up. They will switch.
Oh my goodness!
Heartbeat.
Yeah, I can't stand that how people do that. You know, and then wonder why nobody
Inconsiderate.
with them. You know what I
Inconsiderate.
mean? And entitled. Some do have a sense of entitlement. You know, act of humility. So, you know, it's like forgetting where you come from, forgetting your roots. So,
Tell it.
Yeah, I could never be like that. You know, never ever, because that's
you give your word, stand on it. Just because something else came up and then you want to ask, they'll ask other players, hey, are you going? Are you going? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? And it's like, just because they not doing it, so you cancel out, oh, well, I'm not going to do it either because you ain't going. It's like, stand on your word as a man, and you committed to something and stick with it, because you just disrupting the whole plans that those people didn't work hard for to get. And they don't understand how, a lot of them don't know how to, well, they don't plan, right? They haven't planned anything, any events or something. They just show up. They're called upon, and they show up with their shoes and their jersey, and everything is handed to them. But it's never, they don't know the other side, the flip side of getting it all organized. So as soon as they say, you know what, I don't feel like going, it throws things off. It just and it trickle down, and that's the frustrating part about doing stuff like what you're about to do. That's why I say get contracts.
Yeah. Looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. So I can go on and crack some jokes with Pops, make him laugh. Say some of my crazy shit to Pops. You come. Hey, she comes from an amazing family. Mom and dad, class act. Uncle, aunts. Class act.
And I see the messages down below. I appreciate the compliments. Thank you, guys. I see it.
Yeah. I gotta mess with my boy again. Chili, you still here? She said, that's that. He said, that's that brown sugar.
Silly, huh? I love the personalities that's shining through his podcast.
That's
love. That's love.
Thank you, really.
Yeah, you're welcome, Keith. I got your back, man. Thank you for having me.
You have been doing so. Yeah, keep it up, and we're gonna be in touch. We definitely gonna be in touch.
Yay.
All right. And when give a little jam, give him a little dap for me.
I will.
I know you're getting big, But yeah, much love and respect to you. And I love you, sis, sincerely. And don't change. Don't change for nobody. Continue to be you.
Thank you.
Because we need more. I hope these young ladies out there in the community are paying attention to you in the way that you move, the way that you conduct yourself. Especially in a world full of men. Sports is dominated by men, and here you are, standing at the top of one of the most prestigious all-season pro-ams, and you're doing the damn thing. You're doing it with class. You're doing it with grace. You're doing it with style. And integrity.
Yeah, part. Dignity. That's the word right there. That's one of my favorite words. Integrity.
Yeah. So. And I love that. And I'm gonna always speak up on you. I'm always big you up. I'm always speak highly of you.
Thank
because
you.
That's who you are. That's what you put out. That's not just what you put out, but like I said, what you are. So thank you.
I need to hear that. Thank you.
And I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go now. I'm gonna take up no more of your time. It's Sunday. Want to do what you got to do with the fam, with little man. And congratulations on the upcoming nuptials.
Aw.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
The greatest of love
A long time coming. No, I'm just playing.
Right on.
I didn't think it was going to happen.
When they say is there anyone who opposes, I'm just, man, I ain't gonna be there just to interrupt during that part. Like, no, but I just want to say hurry up.
I'm like, he just playing, y'all. He just playing. Don't even mind him over there.
I mean, well, since you put it like that, Pastor, you know.
That would be too funny. I would laugh for sure.
Well, love you much, sis. And thank you again for your time and for blessing my little punk ass podcast.
I love it. I love
you.
it. Congrats on everything. We'll talk soon, Keith.
All right now.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yo, thank you guys, everybody that tapped in. Lovely Cherokee. My man Drill. Chili Willie DFW. 22 Ronin. Tow Truck, I see you, man. Game 6. Thank you. News and Shenanigans. Thank you for showing up. I ain't gonna thank my mama because she used to whip me and it used to hurt. She used to. When I remember Shalana, thank you. There's one time I was 11 or 12 years old. I grabbed the belt. She started getting me and I grabbed the belt and she looked at me. Them green eyes just started glowing. And she dropped her in and just started letting them go. Like, oh, you wanna hold the belt now, huh? Oh, you grown now, huh? And yeah, she tore my ass up with the fistises. But Eugene Pleasant, shout out to you. Lucky, shout out to you. Thanks for the new sub. Eugene Pleasant, my man. Who else am I missing? Oh, that's it. I got everybody. I do believe I got everybody that came through today. The Goob Show, my man, the Goob. Thank you. Love you, bro. Jamin TV, Dirty Dude. I see you. Imani, my man. Imani, much appreciation. I'm just scrolling, making sure I don't miss anybody. Nope, I didn't. But thank you again. I'll be back in about 2 hours. Now I got a national team coach coming on, next. We're going to keep moving, keep doing this thing, keep going up. Nothing but love and abundant blessings to each and every one of you and yours. Continue your elevation. You know what I'm saying? And also go ahead and subscribe to everybody that's in here because mostly everybody here has their own platform. They're doing their thing on here. Tap in with each other. Stay connected. You never know how you may grow to help each other elevate. With that being said, Boss Claus, I'm out. Peace.